Let's go!
Get your popcorn ready.
It's game time, baby. Put your feet up on that coffee table. Yes, sir. Check what's in the fridge.
This has to be, hands down, bar none, the best introduction. Yes. The best introduction. I'm so serious. If y'all can see me right now, I'm smiling from ear to ear.
To me, it was a no-brainer.
Awarding you the badge of honor.
Not just a no, it's a hell no. You can't be the bearded Bears fan without a sexy ass beard, bro.
All right.
Bears fans took this shit and took off with it. You know what I'm saying?
Bobby Bomb sneaking on the Jumbotron.
Hey, what's up? It's Allen Robinson's Tailgate with Barfly Tailgate Show on the Bears Ballroom Radio Network.
Here we go, Barflies. Welcome to the Barfly Tailgate Show. You already know it's live. It's done by Barflies, for Barflies, and all the other Bears fans out there. It's time! Fucking opening day 2020. Time to get out there and kick the shit out of some fucking Lions fans. You know, here we go. We got this thing, man. We've been waiting for it. All the hype, everything, all the battles, comp, whatever, everything that you got, the little camp, everything before this has led us to here. We got a hell of a show for you today. We got a badge of honor we're going to give out. We're going to talk, expectations, things coming forward here. Before we do that, let me introduce the crew. First, we got Mr. Ryan Badgley, badge of honor. Badge, what up, man?
Yo, what's up, dude? I am amped, fired up. Let's go. Got the A-Rob going today, boys.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. I am amped. I am ready to roll. Football is here. Yes, there was football Thursday night. Nobody gave a crap about that.
Yeah.
This
exactly,
is the game
man.
Day, boys.
I know. We're ready. I mean, football Thursday night was still good too. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was still, it was a little bit of medicine, but now we got this Sunday. It's jam packed. I'm sporting true today. You know what I mean? I'm sporting true again. I was gonna go with Mac, and then I was like, maybe a Bojack, because Bojack just loves to get on the Lions and take a pick and kill the game.
Yep.
But then I was like, after everything during this camp, we just got to stick with true right now and ride it out. Next, we got Mr. Aaron Current, the bearded Bears fan, AC in the place to be. AC, what up, man?
What's going on, boys? I guess people missed my my weather prediction last week, so I'll give you a little bit of weather. It's raining here in Kentucky. Woke up this morning, couldn't sleep. I slept like 3 hours, so if my eyes are red, that's what it is. I swear to God, I'm not high. Figured I'd throw on some Akeem Hicks since he's coming back today. I got this weird thing where I like to wear the same color that the Bears are wearing that day. Still got to get me an orange jersey like yours, Bobby, but that's why I'm wearing white today.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their, pregame rituals. They're little, it's only weird if it doesn't work, all that type of stuff.
Hey.
What we need to do.
I'm a little stitious.
Yeah, everybody just needs to make the Barfly Tailgate Show part of their pregame ritual. We'll get you there. If we go in today and they win, then you just got to be with us every morning. If they lose, just forget everything I said right before this. That shit doesn't matter anymore. Dude, I literally just woke up everybody in my house. But hey, babe, how are you? Good morning.
Why are you down here yelling?
Dude, she's giving me that look like, shut the. And next we got Mr. RKB, Ryan Kirkland Billings. KB, what up?
I woke up for some football. Hey, baby, it's time to go, man. It's Sunday. It's the start of the season, bro. I don't know what to do with myself, man. My hands are shaking. I think I'm on something. Baby, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to talk football, man. I'm ready to get to it, man. It's the start of the season, fellas, man. I'm geeked right now.
I know, and it's the prove it season, man. There's going to be so many things that happen at the end of this year. So, I mean, almost everybody, depending on who you talk to, almost everybody's job's on the line. And it's time to come out. And what a better way to do it, against Detroit. I know we haven't won an opening game since 2013. I think AC might have actually been at that game. It was against the Bengals, I believe. But hey, I think that's the last time we won an opening game. But the last time the Lions actually won a game was like October of last year. It was like week 5 or something. So I mean, they're almost at a full year without winning. So we can play both of those. We got a lot, like I said, we got a lot of stuff planned for you guys today. Let's start this thing off with I guess just beginning expectations, what we've heard this week, and everything from there. We got the Lions, right? I mean, their top pick isn't playing today. Okudah, they picked him in the very top of the draft. I think, what were they, number 4 overall, number 3 overall?
3.
Yeah, I think they're 3 overall. And he's not even playing today. They ended up chalking it up as a hamstring issue, but we all know that it's just because that dude can't ball. What do you think? What do you guys think this does for Mitch going into this? That would Okudah even have mattered? I mean, Mitch puts up some like superstar numbers against these dudes. I don't think he's ever had less than over 100 QBR when he plays the Lions. KB, start with you, man. What's your expectations today? Do you think Okudah, plays any weight in this? Not in him not being there today.
I mean, to be honest, it's hard to tell. I'm a Michigan fan, so I got to see some of Ohio State play when they had Okudah. And Okudah was a baller, man. He got to work on a couple guys, but then again, Ohio State just kind of ran over everybody. To be honest, man, I don't think it really makes a difference, because what do you do? You stick Okudah on Allen Robinson? Because I mean, I like Desmond Trufant, but Trufant would have been washed if he goes against Allen Robinson, which he will today, and he will be washed.
Yeah.
I don't think Okudah makes a difference. I really don't. And how much of a shot to the pride does it feel to say, hey man, y'all number 3 pick ain't starting, and our 2nd round pick and Jalen Johnson is starting? I mean, to me, that's a dub. I mean, you know what I'm saying? People still gonna trash Pace, but I bet if they had Jalen Johnson right now, Jalen Johnson would be starting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, man. I'm right with you. And I mean, if you take a look at this thing, everybody bitching and saying that, how the Bears didn't have the 1st round pick. With the Mac trade, we lost our 1st round pick. Dude, we'll get into this a little later, but we got dudes starting today that you know what I mean? They're, well, maybe not starting, but you're going to get a lot out of Travis Gibson today. You're going to get some out of Darnell Mooney. You're going to hopefully get something out of Cole Kmet. There's going to be a lot of things done today, and other people in the league don't even, I mean, the Lions, but they don't have their 1st rounders playing, man. Yeah. So there's a lot of expectations, going into this thing. I mean, from opening kickoff, that first drive, man, Mitch just has to get that first drive behind him. A good solid drive. And I don't think it's not like it's going to affect him totally, but I think that confidence wise, man, if he goes out there, starts the first drive, we're going to see a different game in this thing. I just hope that it's, nowhere close. AC expectations going into today. What you seeing, man?
Well, I mean, I was about to cut you off, but I think it all starts up front. The Lions, the only D lineman they got back is Trey Flowers. You know what I'm saying? They signed our guy Nick Williams. I think they drafted a guy, and but they got a whole new moving parts, and this is their first live game action. We've got the same O-line coming back, the same wide receiver core basically coming back. Everybody coming back, and I think that helps us out in this pandemic year where we didn't have a preseason, we didn't have training camp really. I mean, we had practices, but nobody's really been hit or anything. I think us having the same people coming back is going to help us out there. And then on their defense, like KB was saying, Trufant, I mean, Atlanta just kind of let him walk out the door. Okudah's not starting. I don't even know who's on the other side for the Lions, honestly. They got rid of Slay last year.
Amari Aura something other. It's the kid from Penn State last year.
He's about to get his aura destroyed.
Yeah, he's about to get dismantled.
Hey, Anthony Miller went off against these Lions last year, so I don't know. I think Mitch is going to have a good game, but it sucks because people will just be like, oh, well, that was the Lions. And if he does the same thing next week, it's well, that was the Giants.
Giants, yep.
You know, the kid can't win and can't lose, but if somebody who was picked after him goes off on the Buccaneers, they're just like, man, that motherfucker's bad.
Bruh.
See, I put it out the other day on Twitter. You saw a highlight posted of, I think, the last time they won a home opener, right? And it was against the Colts, or a season opener against the Colts, 41-20. That's an offense that came out and put up some points and put up some numbers.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see today to build confidence going into this season. And I don't want to see a 7-3, 10-7, 13-3, 13-7. I want to see this offense. All we've heard from the jump since Nagy got here was this is supposed to be a high-powered, high-scoring offense.
Well, he's got a lot of weapons now.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. I want to see points now. And the Lions, historically, obviously, not a great franchise. Never been to a Super Bowl. Haven't won a playoff game since prior to me being born.
I think it was like 1957 or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's prior to Eldo being born. Damn, it's been a long time. So, the Godfather celebrated his birthday last week.
Yes,
but I'm just not. Yes, they have Matt Stafford. Their running game is much improved. But
they're going to have to lean on that.
Yeah, those are things that don't. Our defense is good, and people can knock Mitch and they can knock our offense. But watching that video that came out yesterday morning, Mitch is a different guy. Mentally, he's different.
Here's something that worries me though, because Kenny Galladay's out, right, or doubtful.
Yep.
Yeah, he's out.
So they've got AP, they've got Kerryon Johnson, and they got Swift, who they drafted. And on the right side of their line, they've got a rookie and a guy that they picked up in free agency. Right, a backup. But on the left side of their line, they've got all their starters, and that's the side where it'll be Roy Robb and I guess Barkevius Mingo, because Robert Quinn is doubtful as well. So, I mean, if they decide to go that route, I'm kind of questioning how we're going to stop it on that side.
They're gonna rotate around though. I mean, like they always do. But
yeah,
I think honestly, there's not a better. Like this is a perfect setup game. You got Mitch, who just won this quarterback battle, right? Depending on who you talk to, he either won it or he had it before camp even started. But so Mitch is going against a team that he steadily just defeats and goes, looks like a damn Pro Bowl quarterback against. You got rookie cornerback who is now their top wide receiver isn't, he's not playing today. Galladay's out. You got the right side or the left side, you got the side of the line that's got a rookie right guard, right? You got all these pieces that the strengths of their team, that where our team is strong. You got a whole like just brand new side that's going against Akeem Hicks, that's going against Khalil Mack. And you got the opposite side now, and then you got Travis Gibson, who can come in and make his statement today. And granted, I get it that they're at a disadvantage, the Lions, but they're at a disadvantage because of pieces that are missing. But it sets up perfect for our guys to come out and make an impact and actually get some confidence going into the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just think, man, this thing's gonna hopefully. I mean, I know Badge is saying that he expects something out of this offense. It's crazy that as football fans, we're like, yeah, we want the offense to produce today. Like that's what we're asking.
I just want to see them spread the ball around. I mean, you got two tight ends now, 2 or 3 wide receivers. Whether they use Ginn or not. Got your 2 deep at running back. Spread the ball around, Nagy. You're an offensive mind. Let's see it work.
Yeah, man. It's time. It's time for things to go out the. You know what I'm saying? All the talk to go out the window, man. It's all about production now. It's all about showing. It's show and tell time, guys. it's more than just us hoping now. I want to see what's changed in Mitch. I seen
Let's
all the
put up a setup
articles.
for him
You
this
know what I'm
year.
saying? I seen the articles with them saying that our quarterback guru's in here now, and he's not. He took the gloves off on Mitch, and he's changed him for the better. And then we getting all this news that the tight ends are running camp. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Forget
It's
the talk.
different to look good. It's different to look good in camp and then to look good when the bullets are flying.
Facts. Yeah, I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the first one to tell you I wasn't a fan of Jimmy Graham. I've been one of the biggest Jimmy Graham haters since he's played with the Saints. I BS you not. I've been one of the biggest haters of that man. He
I'm
comes
right
out
there
and
with
balls
you.
today, man. It's what it is. That means that he's been misused for the past couple teams he's been on. So I mean, let's get to it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked the Jimmy Graham move, man. I didn't care what we paid him. I was fine with it. It really didn't matter to me because in order for this offense to work, you need a tight end. We weren't certain that we were going to get Komet. We weren't certain on how things were going to roll. You had other tight ends out there, right? Like the Ebron chiming in saying like, "Hey, here I am," or Trubisky like sent a tweet out to him, or Ebron sent, I forget who did it, but either way, he was like, "Hey, here I am, come and get me." You had a lot of people knowing that that's what this offense needs to go. And now we came out on the other side of this with Graham. We drafted Cole Kmet. I think it's perfect for how this goes. And honestly, there's no excuses. There's nothing. I mean, people want to, it's not all on Mitch and do that number, and it's the offensive line, or it's this and that. And we seen on Thursday night how an offensive line just got Deshaun tore up, man. And Deshaun, like everybody said, Deshaun looked like Mitch. There's a couple balls that he just kind of lofted up there, like, screw it, I'm just gonna chuck this one up there and see what happens. And Ron Rupnow just said the same thing that I was like, the Packers, like previous teams Jimmy Graham's been on, the Packers don't use the tight end well. I mean, the Packers, they did, I would say, maybe 3-4 years ago they utilized it, but they haven't really been that way. And this team needs to utilize the tight end position in order to free up other things. You got these burners, you got guys that can stream down the sidelines, you got Tariq who can come out of the backfield. And overall, I mean, besides using the tight end, my second piece is we seen what opening game got us last year. I think we ran the ball 6 times. I don't know. I mean, either way, they need to get on the ground. The ball needs to be on. Like, they need to run the ball, man. They need to set this thing up and attack, and go with Montgomery, go with Cordero, go with Tariq. Start pushing this
some
ball
Ryan Nall.
Yeah, I don't even care. I'm just saying, like, they need to punish, because everybody knows no matter what, the battle's won in the trenches, man. And the more and more that this defense take that shot from a running back, they take that shot from the offensive lineman, and you slow the game down, and you get people to where they're not 100, not just blowing downfield the whole time because they're not sure what's coming.
Well, you get the linebackers to chase too.
Yeah.
I mean, so now you're wearing them out. It's something that really we have yet to see from this Nagy offense unless he forces it. I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way, but let the game come to you. It doesn't have to be. It's okay to break script, coach, as long as you're using a play that the guys are good at running. It's okay to do that.
I'm hoping that's something Bill Lazor can do, because here in Cincinnati, I say here because I'm like a half hour from Cincinnati, they were able to use Joe Mixon and Giovanni Bernard in a balanced way, and hopefully Nagy will listen to him and is like, Coach, fuck you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
talked about that the first season with Howard and Cohen, how we wanted to see them on the field together. And, then they get on the field together, and what are they doing? They're trying Cohen handing off the ball to Howard. You know what I mean? I agree. I would love to see both backs on the field together, but at the same time, it's at this point, you're year 3, right? What did he say when he got here, Nagy? It takes 3 years to really know this, to really get into this offense. Well, now it's put up or shut up time. So now's the time to put up or shut up. And I fully expect to see these guys put up some points today. It's been far too long. What did we score in the season finale? 21? 19? What? I can't
something like
remember.
that, man. It was not the greatest showing.
To me, the biggest thing with these guys is I feel like even with Coach Nagy is confidence. Like, if you believe in this offense and you've got the team and the players believing in this offense, then stop pulling punches. Run plays you've executed well. Use the offense, use the run game. In this Nagy era, we've talked about it since he got here, that he hasn't used the run game. And you saw it the other night with a rookie running back in Edwards-Helaire, how good he looked. He looked fantastic the other night. We have guys that can do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like they were force feeding them either, man. It was, all right, man, we picking and choosing our shots right now. We'll line up, go deep, blah, 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 handoff. He's running up the middle, man. It was like clockwork.
Yeah, and it's the balance, though. It was the balance of the game.
Defense on their heels.
Yeah, I mean, they're not sure what's coming. It's the balance of the game, and that's why I think that's why he's going to be successful. I think we all seen him, right? He's not a power back. You've seen him a couple times on the whatever in goals and the short distance. He got plummeted, man. When they knew it was a run, he was getting destroyed. Yeah. Granted, he took one shot that was, he got lit up, man. And then on the goal line stances where they tried to just give it to him and push it in, he wasn't making it in because they knew what was coming. But on the short down and distance, on the possible pass/run plays, they were eating them up just because of their strategic attack of it. Nagy needs to show that he has that, and I don't think that he did. That he does.
The last 2 years, Nagy has opened the season in a T formation, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'd love to see them run a play action. You know what I'm saying, out of that T formation.
Yeah.
Get the Lions coming forward. They're excited. They're opening the season. They're all going to be running it. They're like, here comes Montgomery, and then
I just can't wait for that first. I can't wait for that first score because every year, not every year, every game. I mean, last year I was in Japan, but every game after any touchdown, right? We don't really do it for field goals, but after touchdowns and the wins, the surround sound just jams bear down through my house.
Nice.
And I turn that shit all the way up. My neighbor, the dude across the street, he's an old dude. He's a good man, but old dude, he's a Packer fan, dude. Oh man, I turn that shit. I open up the front window like Bob, and like screaming it. He's like, "Shut the hell up!" Like, over there yelling, dude. And then last year, I know you guys know, and I'm sure the majority of the chat knows, but last year I was in Japan for the whole season. And I'd like try to play it on my phone and talk to you guys or like pay attention to Twitter. And the girls had called me the one time, I forget what game it was, but they're all dancing and jamming it, dude. And it's kind of like a tradition here that after the Bears score, bear down plays, after the Blackhawks score, Chelsea Dagger gets played. So I can't wait to just get this, this thing going again today. Everybody's off. My daughter's coming back from college today just to watch the Bears game with us. I can't wait for this thing to kick off today, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, guys. And before we get into the real breakdown of the game, we've got a little spot here related to our Allen Robinson partnership. So here we go.
Get it.
Hey everyone, Ryan Badgley from the Barfly Tailgate Show, and football season is kicking off, and I know you feel like I do, so to steal a phrase from WWE superstar Daniel Bryan, yes! And I also know you are like me and you love the work Allen Robinson is putting out on the football field, but also off the field. That's why we're so pleased to partner with the Allen Robinson Within Reach Foundation. Their work provides educational opportunities and resources to low-income and inner-city Chicago students to help put success within reach. How can you help? Immediately, you can visit allenrobinson12.org and learn more about what they are doing and make a donation. If you can't donate money, can you donate your time? The foundation is always looking for volunteers. And please let others know about their great work. In the coming weeks, the Barroom Network will hold some fundraising efforts, and we hope that you'll be a part of those. And again, let your family and friends know. Now, how about them Chicago Bears? I'm so psyched up for this season. I think A-Rob has 100 catches and double-digit touchdowns. Now let's bear down.
Hell yeah. The only thing missing from that video is Badge doing the yes. Yeah. I feel that's what we need. But yeah, for everybody in the chat that doesn't know, there's a partnership with us and the Allen Robinson Within Reach Foundation. There's a Jamie, the ball girl. She put some stuff together. There's 12 balls out there that went out to Allen that are supposed to be coming back for autographs. The plan is to get those out. With a small donation to Allen Robinson Foundation, we're going to kind of raffle those off or give them away, I guess you would say, because it's not really a raffle. We're not taking anything on the side of it, obviously. That's all just straight donations to the Within Reach Foundation. And it's just going to be a great deal, man. I mean, Badge, and we talked about this before, but
Yeah.
striking this thing up and getting it going, man, it's beneficial to, Chicago schools, Chicago public schools, Chicago children, everything in that area. And I know, man, it touches home for me. My sister is a Chicago public school teacher at Luke O'Toole School and on 63rd. But either way, it's just, I know she spends a lot of her money on kids, man, and not hers.
Yeah.
And so
imagine
for me, it means a
now,
lot.
like in this time, during this pandemic, now teachers are only seeing kids, maybe twice a week, if at all. They may be virtual. So now that the stuff teachers used to do to be able to help kids in person, they may not be able to do right now. And it has to be frustrating for them. So the Within Reach Foundation is definitely out there trying to help with those certain things. There's a couple events that they have that really will come up from time to time. They have a Night Within Reach coming up here this next month. They'll have the shopping experience with Allen. Hopefully, with COVID going on, we're not really sure if that'll be allowed to happen, but that's what we're hoping for. So definitely going to want to look out where you can help. And I can't, obviously a donation is fantastic, but at the same time, if you can't donate money, your time. They are looking for volunteers to help with what they're doing. And if you can donate your time, that's just as important as donating funds. So you see it on the bottom of the screen. Visit allenrobinson12.org and see how you can help. If it's not financially, if it's time, perfect, even better. We appreciate it so much, and I know the Allen Robinson Within Reach Foundation does too. So it would be great to see some donations start to come in. And as Bobby said, be on the lookout, man. I put the balls in our video last week for you guys to see. Jamie did a phenomenal job on those, and we're excited to be able to get them to you guys with a chance to win throughout the season. So as soon as we have them, be on the lookout, because there's a dozen. So
yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, dude. We got a bunch of people in the chat. I think we appreciate everybody joining us this morning. Damn, Ron's in there. Ron, we're gonna wait on that, but people can comment it if they want. But Ron asked, Mac and Quinn are both still on the injury report. Do they play today? We got another hour, and the injury report comes out, and it's official. So I don't know. I mean, we can go through the who's questionable, who's not, but we got an hour until we have the final word. So we'll readdress that here shortly and see where we go from there. And then obviously for the Lions also, everything's got to be official. I think it's at 10:30 Eastern, right? Or is it 10:30 Central?
I thought it was. I think they do everything Eastern. So
I think so too.
Well, now that I say that, I think it's later than that.
Whatever, man. Who knows? But we'll get into that, and it'll be official before we get out of here today. And we'll go from there. If you're in the chat, give us your predictions. Give us your game day predictions. We'll go into that later. Give us your
what jersey you're wearing. We're all rocking jerseys today. Yeah. Let's see the jerseys that everybody's wearing today.
So we want bold predictions. What jersey you're wearing and game day rituals. What's your morning game day routine? What do you do that that just keeps you basically even keel when it's time to kick a Bears game? Megan in the chat says that KB's 1920 hat is sick.
Yeah, check that hat out.
So I appreciate that. I'm out here. This is my only Bears hat, looking bad. So,
well, now my wife tells me I have too many hats. I've got you usually put shoes in them. Where all my hats are a curved bill. I can't pull off the flat bill. I'm sorry, KB. I tried it. I look like a 17-year-old. So I rock the curved bill. But I've got like 12 hats in there, and my wife's always like, "You got too many dang hats." So I'm like, when you're losing your hair.
Yeah, man. But I mean, for today, dude, I mean, just kind of let's touch on this little offensive side of the ball. Expectations and that. Then we'll hit some current events, and then by that time, I think we'll be ready to hit this badge of honor, or pretty close to it. Offensive side of the ball, right? There's this offensive line. I know we got guys listed as questionable. And Fetty is still listed as questionable. I think, in my perspective, the thing that we need to see today is an offensive line that comes ready to play. You can't have all these burners. You can't have all these guys that you think are playmakers standing behind a flimsy line that kind of just lets people treat them like a screen door. Thoughts, Badge, over to you, man. What's your thoughts on this offense and what we're bringing to the table today?
Yeah, I mean, I think we touched on it a little bit last week as well, but that offensive line is going to be a key factor in how this offense executes. And they really need to show up and ball out today. If Fetty can't go, it's going to be Rashad Coward. So he's going to have to step up. Those guys really had a down year last season, and I'm sure if you talk to them, they would say we probably didn't play our best, blah 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 blah. But now that Juan Castillo's come in here, he's a fiery guy. I think you're going to see a lot of fire, a lot of passion from this offensive line. Obviously the talk all off season, it's all been about Mitch. Well, time for talk is over. He said it in the video they released yesterday. I'm done talking. Let's get on the field. It's time for me to play my game and show what I'm capable of doing. It sounds like David Montgomery is going to be a go. I think that's a huge help to the running game. I'm confident in Tariq Cohen and Cordero Patterson. But I really believe David Montgomery needs to be the bell cow in this offense. He's got a different running style than anybody else on this roster. He doesn't go down after first contact. He continues to fight for yards. Sometimes that can cause him to fumble, but he's a guy that I really think should move to that next level of running back in the NFL this season based on our offensive line. And guys, talking about playmakers, I mean, the roster has them. Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller, Ted Ginn Jr., Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, Jimmy Graham. I mean, if J.P. Holtz is coming in to play fullback, catching a pass out in the flat, we saw him rumble and stumble last year for big games, and I'm excited about this tight end group. As KB said earlier, he wasn't really feeling that Jimmy Graham, and I wasn't either. I thought, what are we doing? That's the guy we're going to bring in here? We just lost Trey Burton, who, really his first season was decent, but after that, he wasn't any good anymore. He was beat up,
on IR
injured
again already.
He's on IR again. Now you got Jimmy Graham, who has been pretty healthy throughout his career. A little bit underused, I think, the last couple of years in Green Bay. But now you're bringing the rookie Cole Kmet. You got Demetrius Harris as well. These are guys that I'd like to see a package of the 3 tight ends, even 4 tight ends with Holtz as the fullback at the goal line and handing the ball off to Montgomery and just running dudes over. That'd be something that would get Bears fans excited. Little old-fashioned monsters of the midway just running dudes over to get in the end zone. I'm expecting big things from this offense. And I think as Bears fans, after last season, we're owed big things.
Yeah. I think just like you started off with talking about the offensive line, we all know it all starts up front.
Yep.
Charles Leno on that left side's got a tough call today. They got Trey Flowers and they got
Jamie Collins is another one.
Yeah, that's some. I had my eye on Jamie Collins when he was a free agent, but we went with Quinn. So I mean, I'm not gonna complain about it now because I was good either way. But Jamie Collins is a beast, dude. I don't know how they're going to be able to offset that other than running the ball. Run some play action, get him thinking about where it's going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have to, right? They can't just run away from him the whole time. They're going to have to start this thing out. It's like a boxing match, man. And you've heard tons of people say it, tons of players say it, that the more and more that they're coming at you and you just it slows you down, man. And to run away from a player, I think is like the worst approach to it. Like, yeah, you scheme them and you know where they're at and whatever, but every now and then, man, you just have to put it right at them and just go, and keep them guessing too. I know everybody's kind of, I mean, I guess there's question. Everybody's kind of pumped up about the offense, right? And then you got the Mitch question. You still had people this morning on Twitter like, Mitch is going to piss down his leg today or whatever. There's still people we're just kind of not going back and forth, but, people calling out the offensive line in the chat and this and that. And I'm just wondering, man. I know last year, like the output wasn't that great, right? The year prior, though, everybody's like, "Oh, this offensive line is awesome."
Yeah, I mean, they were good enough.
Yeah,
they weren't Cowboys or Colts offensive line, but they were good enough to get you where you needed to go.
Yeah,
and that's really all you need especially with our defense as good as it is. A middle of the pack offense will be good to go. I mean, that'll beat the Lions. That'll beat the Vikings. That'll, by God, beat the Packers. I mean,
well, I got some up an Ian Rappaport update from a few hours ago that Bears running back David Montgomery listed as questionable with a groin injury is expected to play today versus the Lions. He should receive his full workload, and listed as a wide receiver, Cordarrelle Patterson. He's also good to go. So he was listed with a knee as questionable. But according to Ian Rappaport, he's good to go. So, I mean,
I think everyone who was on the injury report leading into today is going to be able to go, other than Quinn. That's the way I mean, they said even Nagy. Like I was listening to Hogan Johns last night, and they were saying that Nagy was kind of doing some gamesmanship, not talking about how they were doing and how well they were recovering and stuff. But it sounds to me like everybody will be back except for Quinn, which, I mean, that either opens the door for Barcavius Mingo or the rookie Travis Gibson if they decide to throw him over there. I don't know if they want to throw him in right away, but they'll have the ability to swap out some people on that side.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I think Gibson comes out and plays, man. I think he comes out. I think he's going to be a bright spot in this defense. I mean, this is his chance. This is his opening day. You've seen this dude on fire, on Twitter and on all of his social media, that this is his, he just made a 53, and he's pumped up and ready to go, man. And this dude is literally, I think the worst. I think he's pumped to go, right? The worst thing that you could see is him over pursue or
Right.
something that I would expect
That's
for him
what
to
I
do
was going to say. Do you worry about him in the run game?
Yeah, I think he's going to over pursue here and there. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a rookie. I don't think he's going to come out and play like Mac, right? But I think I honestly think he's going to play better than Leonard Floyd had played. I think he's going to bring an extra spice to the table. I think he's going to get his first NFL sack in this game. And I believe that he's going to be something promising that we're looking at. I honestly think he's going to kind of come into his own, and all of his talk about, Mac has been teaching me this, Mac has been teaching me that. I think he's going to come into his own. We got there's a little line here that I kind of wanted to talk about. This, the over under for this game is 43 points. That seemed like going against this Bears defense. That seems like a lot to me. What's your guys' thoughts on this over under?
It's only a lot. It's only a lot when you know what I'm saying, figure that the line's going to get points. I was looking at it as Bears 43 points to the line 0. I don't know how everybody else was interpreting it. I seen it my way.
I mean,
I seen it going differently in my head. That's all it was.
Yeah. I mean, KB's an optimist, obviously, but I mean, if you think about it, like, man, I really don't want to get into it because it's part of my prediction, but Bears win 27-20, that's over. You know what I'm saying? That's 47 points.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not crazy, I don't think.
AC being a realist there, 27-20. You think this D's going to give up 20?
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Matt Stafford.
I would say that
for all the shit we give him, he gets his shit done sometimes.
Yeah.
And Hawkinson, I'm worried about Hawkinson against our linebackers, honestly, if they use him.
He's an issue. But I would be more worried if they still had Kenny Golladay playing. That would be more, you know what I'm saying,
definitely,
more accurate.
Definitely. Because then you'd have to put Kyle Fuller on him, and you got a rookie in his first start going against a veteran in Marvin Jones. Yeah. Marvin Jones played here in Cincinnati. He's a good, he can get it.
I was gonna say, but even then, Kyle Fuller gonna stay on that one side of the field, man. He ain't gonna move. How we play defense.
That's how we play, yeah.
Yeah.
They used to give Richard Sherman a bunch of crap about that in Seattle.
Yeah, he's definitely going to stick to his side, man. I just hope, I hope Johnson, we see some good things out of him, right? I hope it's not like a revolving door in that DB spot. Eddie Jackson.
Let's say that does happen, though. Let's say Johnson he struggles this week. Who's taking his spot on the outside? You got Duke Shelley. Are you moving Buster out there? Yeah, and then Duke goes to the inside, or Vildor goes to the inside.
See, I mean, that's where the whole not having a preseason this year is going to bite you in the ass, man. We haven't seen any of this happen yet. We haven't seen any of these competitions, and there hasn't been any full live play. You know what I mean? You have like the practices and that where guys need to one up on each other, but a lot of those times, man, they know what play's coming. Right. And they know what the deal is and what's going on. So without any preseason games, man, I also thought that what's it called, the Chiefs and Texans game was going to start off a little slow, and that with no preseason games, man, that still kind of looked like a damn good game. There was I think only 2-3 penalties in the whole first half.
Yep.
The Chiefs didn't even have a penalty until the second half.
Yeah, and the tempo of that game looked good to me, man. And hopefully that's what we get. I'm not so certain that that's how it's going to be for everybody, but I do think that you're going to see some teams get like straight smoke showed because they just weren't ready yet. And you're going to see some games that are just, kind of just slow and kind of, you just want to change the channel, man.
Yeah. I mean,
you see the comment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What was that?
AC.
I was going to say, you see the comment.
You go.
Well, I'm trying to switch subject. If you're staying on subject, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just, being that it's week 1, no preseason, you saw and you looked at this game Thursday night. To me, as much as we all can't stand Chris Collinsworth, to hear his voice back on the game with Al Michaels, it's great to hear. But the game itself, to me, I thought the Chiefs looked pretty decent. I didn't think that they looked like they struggled. They couldn't put a touchdown together there on that first drive. Allowed the Texans to go down the field and score. But then I think the Chiefs kind of were like, hey, we know what we're doing here. We've been in this offense now enough. We got this. And then they kind of started rolling. So if I'm a Chiefs fan coming out of Thursday night, I'm feeling pretty good about how they perform.
I'm feeling like a back-to-back.
Yeah.
If I'm a Chiefs fan.
Yep. Go ahead, AC, with what you were going to run with.
Well, what I was going to say, somebody had a comment in the chat on YouTube. Bear Edits was talking about having kickers PTSD. Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's not getting any better. I mean, we brought in Cairo Santos, who the last he was good was when he played in Kansas City. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Hogan John said that people were saying he looked good in camp, but we're talking about practice.
Well, another thing. So, and this was kind of stated, but I want to kind of get your guys' perspective and the ones for the guys in the chat. Some people were asking who's kicking, and that. I mean, the kicker scenario is official. Eddie Pinheiro is on the IR. He's got a minimum of 3 weeks, so he's done for 3 weeks. And old Cairo Santos, or like they always play on Hogan John's, the
Carlos
John Fox,
Santos,
the John Fox, post game. He called him Carlos, but either way, so Cairo will be kicking for the next 3 games. They're saying that he, throughout all the practices or whatever, he hasn't missed yet. Does the fans not being there help the kicker? Do empty stadiums
less pressure?
Do empty stadiums help your kicker go out there, or do you think that just game time they should be able to block it all out anyway? What's your guys' thoughts on this? No stadiums. Does it help your offense execute? Does it help your kicker? And do you believe that with no fans in the stands that the defense is at a disadvantage?
There's still noise. Well, I mean, they've got the sound being pumped through the speakers, so there's still going to be crowd noise. It's just going to be you're hearing it differently than you normally would. To me, being in a dome week 1, I mean, to me, this should be pretty straightforward for Cairo Santos. It shouldn't be.
That's true. Yeah, weather's not a factor.
Yeah, weather isn't a factor. He's got nobody to scream at him that he's missing the kick. It's a perfect scenario to have your week 1, You don't have the wind at Soldier Field, like
Roofie Doobie.
Yeah, it's I don't think it should be a factor for Cairo, and I don't think it should be a factor for the offense. It's if anything, it should be easier on the offense because they really won't have to contend with, you're down in the red zone in a visiting location, and people are doing whatever they can to. You're not going to have to deal with that now.
Yeah, you don't have to hear the boo birds at Soldier Field when you go 3 and out.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, man. You're not going to hear the, the jurors coming from the stands. You're not going to hear when somebody drops the ball, and you're like, you suck, and like what that stuff gets into players' heads. I mean, I don't know if there's any NBA fans, but even last night where the Lakers knocked out Houston, there was, who was it? Rondo's brother was in the stands talking crap to Westbrook, and Westbrook turned around and wanted to fight dude. And there's only like 6 people in the damn stadium. And he still, during a free throw, he still got under this dude's skin enough with like a minimal amount of people in the stadium. He still was able to rile him up and get under his skin enough to affect his game and to make him react. And you see that in games. You see that in where people's frustrations go in. We've seen some great players with like temperament issues do some dumb shit in a game, man, because they're just kind of being, just everything's against them. And I think I think that plays a big part mentally into the game for these players of having nobody in the stands and just kind of just going out there and doing it, because players don't, I won't say they don't care, right? But they don't judge as much as we judge. Somebody misses a block on the offensive line, they're like, hey, it's all right, dog. Hey, I know what you got in you. It'll be all right. Next play. We're like, this mother just did this. You know what I mean?
Well, even after the double doink, we saw that happen. All us Bears fans were like, cut his ass. Why is this guy still on the team? And all the players were like, that's our guy. He's a firm believer in God. He this and that. And we were all like, get this dude out of here. Which I wanted him to be gone as soon as he missed 4 kicks against the Detroit Lions.
I know.
But that's neither here nor there. But it could go either way as far as fans in the stands with kickers, because number one, they don't have any pressure on them because there's nobody there. But nobody being there can get inside their head. It's like trying to hit a free throw.
Reverse entendre.
Yeah, they get inside their own head.
Dude, we got a lot of comments in the chat. Thanks for everybody for joining us in the chat this morning. But there's some good, like, people are commenting on what I was just talking about. Neil B said Westbrook's always mad.
He is.
He said there's toddlers in the crowd that piss him off. We got Bears Edits came through with rely on Santos to win us the game. I'm not liking those odds. Dude, I honestly think like that's so Bears. That is so Bears football for us to have Cairo Santos kick us a game-winning field goal.
Oh, this whole offseason's Bears football. I mean,
I know,
we're going to have a quarterback competition. Yeah, no preseason. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's crazy, man. And I'm down for it, though. Like, whatever, right? Like, let's put some W's on the board. Let's start this thing off. And just, week to week, man. Let's get in there, take care of Detroit. Detroit fans will leave Twitter really soon, so everybody else don't be worried
about 5
that.
or 6 weeks, and then
yeah. I mean, I think it was by like week 3 last time they were gone. I think they started off last year with a tie against the Cardinals, because I had that game as my what do you call it? What are those leagues where you elimination league, where you pick a team, right? And if your team wins, you get to keep going, but you can't pick the same team twice. I picked the Cardinals to beat the Lions, and it was a tie, so I got eliminated. I was pissed, man. But whatever, man. It's Detroit. Let's hope that some of these so-called quote unquote experts are completely wrong. Some of these dudes had Detroit winning the division.
Every one of them seemed to have the Bears at the bottom.
Winning.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. But every single one of them put the Bears as last place in the NFC North. Go ahead.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Where'd the drop off happen? You got to look at it. If Mitch decides to come out and ball,
everything that happened,
we were still 8-8.
Yeah,
with horrible play. But we're picked to lose the division. We're supposed to be fourth.
I know. And
come on now.
And obviously, this defense is going to have more turnovers. They're going to get more turnovers this year. They went from a year where they were putting up, I think, like close to 14 points a game. The defense was, they were going crazy, man. They had, I think, a total of like 16 turnovers. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it's pretty close to that. But there's just the change, the familiarity with now, Chuck, and going through Chuck's defense, that it's a little different than Vic's and getting all this stuff done, man. I think we're going to see a lot more out of the defense this year. And don't get me wrong, like, this defense was still a top 10 defense last year. They were top 5 defense for the majority of the year. I think they finished out the season 6th. But then again, the difference between the 5th defense in the league and the number 1 defense in the league is that's a large margin of difference, man.
Yeah, it definitely is a large margin of difference. But we said it last season that they weren't getting the turnovers they got with Eddie Jackson the year before. I mean, 2018, he had a year, unlike many others have seen. And now that he's not going to be in the box as much. That should make things easier for him to be that playmaker again, roaming around back, as the free safety spot. But this defense, I mean, up front, the front seven, the pressure that some of these quarterbacks are going to see, obviously, as we know, at least we're thinking we're without Robert Quinn. Somebody's going to have to step up. And, I mean, with Barkevious Mingo there, you heard, I forget who was talking about him this week. I can't remember if it was Chuck Pagano or somebody else, but, they said that they're very confident of Barkevious Mingo too. And I don't really think there's a reason not to be, until we see him on the field. Obviously we didn't get that luxury, with no training camp, but I fully expect big things from this defense, getting back to taking the ball away like they did in 18. So, now they just got to do it on the field.
For sure.
Yeah, agreed, man. Dude, I just replied to ER Polo in the chat, and whatever, man. Good comments, bad comments, I'm gonna read them. I mean, the ones that are there. ER Polo says that there's, let me find it, too many bandwagon fans here, and I put, like, ER, does anybody really get on a bandwagon for an 8-8 team? I don't think that's a thing, man. I think like people get on bandwagons for like 13-3 teams, dude.
Everybody Chiefs fans now.
These are just, I wouldn't say bandwagon fans. I'd say optimistic fans. That's how the whole NFL is right now, minus maybe some Houston Texan fans. Because they saw.
How can you not be? It's a new season. Like you these Mitch haters and these guys that just want to be negative. Go find another team, because you're bringing down my Thunder on the opening week of what is the greatest sport in the world. Yeah. And you got people that already are expecting this team, that are fans of the team, to suck. You go into this season hopeful. That's how you start a season, not already saying they're going to suck. And come on, guys.
I mean, look there's optimism here, right? Definitely there's optimism. But we've been pretty hard on Mitch these last, even last year, it was pretty harsh on Mitch. There was get him the fuck out of there. There was, what are we doing? Why aren't we pulling anybody else up? Why aren't we doing this or that? But of course, right now he's chosen as the quarterback. So guess what?
Right.
Let's go.
Support him. Yeah. I don't care. You know what? If he comes out and sucks, he gets benched. It is what it is. But if he comes out and plays good, all these guys that, Mitch sucks, blah, blah. Well, if he comes out and plays good, hopefully they disappear, because it's mind-numbing. You see it everywhere.
They're gonna reappear with a Mitch jersey on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't rooting for Mitch. I've always rooted for Mitch.
The way I see it is this: I don't care who's back there. Currently, he's your starter, and currently he's who I'm going with, man. There's really what's the sense in fighting over it? You ain't the damn coach. I don't care what you see. Their coaches make their decision based on who they believe is the best. And he's currently your starter, so he's the one to go with.
It's fine to be realistic, Philip. I'm not telling you to not be realistic. I'm just telling you, it's a new season. Have some hope. Be realistic. That's fine. Hope.
Yeah.
Have hope. It's here. It's week 1. Let's enjoy the start of the NFL season. Now, after the game, if they come out, lay an egg, I'm all for you. I'm all for it, because I'll probably be right there with you.
Yeah, we can all tune back in and listen to Gaines and Buffon after.
And Aldo,
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Realistic, I think it's pretty realistic, but everybody goes into week 1 with a chip on their shoulder and ready to go.
Right.
I'm not a dude that bets on the Bears every week. I don't. When it comes to money, when it comes to heart and mind, it's two totally different things, man. If you plan on making money, some days you're just going to bet against your team, or you can be one of those people that never bets on their team. But I like money. So, that's just the way it goes. Let's go ahead and roll to something new we got for you guys. It's our boy AC, Aaron Curran. Let's drop this video in here, and then he's...
How fucking dope was that intro? Man, that shit pumps me up, dude. I feel like White Will Smith or something about to save the world. So my current events this week, and I'll give you guys a little rundown. I'm going to go with 2 current events each week. And usually I'm going to try to go with one from the real world and one from our football world. But with this week being the opening week of football, I'm going to go both with football stories because I'm a football guy. In the first story of the current events, we were just talking about it. Deshaun Watson looked awfully average at best without his boy DeAndre Hopkins over there. So I was a Watson guy. I wanted Watson in the draft. You know, I live in the SEC, so I saw him go toe to toe with Alabama and the best teams in the ACC, and looked okay. But he did not look okay without his number 1 guy, who is also a top 3 wide receiver in the league. And story number 2. There's a reason why it's number 2. Odell Beckham Jr. enjoys number 2s on his chest, apparently. So that came out last week. And I thought about tweeting about it, thought about making a Facebook status, but I figured I'd save it right here for current events. And you guys got any comments you want to put in the chat? I'm checking out YouTube on the side over here, so I'll see some of them. But that was just shocking to me. I mean, of all the things that you would think would come out about a wide receiver a week before the season starts, and it's that. And it's the first time in Odell Beckham Jr.'s career that he's been a number 2 wide receiver.
Dude,
smells.
Aaron current with the current events coming through. There was that thing with ODB, man. And I mean, old dirty bastards, you know, that's what it is. And I don't know.
Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
I don't know. I like it raw. I don't think it should be OBJ anymore. It might just have to be ODB. But I forget what the name of that show is, but it's some females on it's like a little podcast deal. But dude, that show, like the parts of it that I seen for those up, that show is raw. Like it's those chicks are just kind of popping off about all kinds of stuff. And she's like, this chick's talking about he asked her to shit on him and then said that in order for her to get on the plane to go with him, that she had to take a selfie of herself
pooping.
Yeah. And she turned around and responded with, okay, hold up. And like started recording herself.
I can't believe we're talking about this on a football show.
Hey, it's football.
It's the current event. This is a current event.
We have to look at it, man. It was allegedly, man. We can't take it as facts.
Man, come on.
Apparently
you can't make that stuff up.
Some shit you can't. No pun intended. But I mean, man, what you that show those females are known for telling tall tales. We're not gonna get all the way into it because I don't follow the show that much. I just hear stuff about it.
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news from Adam Schefter. Odell Beckham has just changed his jersey name to Deuce. It will no longer say Beckham. It will say Deuce. Just right on Twitter right now. I just came off.
Michael Phelps in the chat said ODB's new name is Doo-Doo Brown.
I got him in a sleeper league, and on sleeper you can change the nickname for players.
Yeah.
And I named him Cleveland Steamer.
Oh my god,
man! Either way, I get it, KB. I get what you're saying, that these chicks are into telling tall tales, and there might have some sort of I think that No, they didn't say allegedly on the show though. They were saying that this is what happened. So there's probably some defam case coming.
One of the chicks did say allegedly before the story came off. Before she said it. It was allegedly.
Yeah,
that's how she put it.
I mean,
but
yo, those chicks, however they ran it, man, and however they decide to hit it, they did a hell of a job because that was all over the place.
Yeah, it blew up.
You know what I mean? it definitely blew up.
The memes out of it. Oh my god!
Wow, I never thought this is something we'd be discussing on a football show. I wonder how NFL Network covered it.
He just had to one up R. Kelly, man. You know?
Oh my gosh.
The only thing that makes my life complete is when I turn your face to a toilet seat. I'll piss on you. Oh man, God. That was AC's current events. You know, shit got real for a minute there. We're gonna keep this thing rolling, man. We're trying to get up with our boy to do a badge of honor here shortly. We'll see what's going on with that. Around the league. Let's go with our other NFC North game. Let's hit predictions on that real quick, or just let's go with season wise. I know we said that, you know, all the experts have the Bears finishing last in the division. That, you know, for the NFC North, that they're in last place. A couple of them even have the Lions finishing first. The majority, I guess, are. I mean, I don't have it pulled up right now, but from what I remember, I think there was one Viking. And then the rest were pretty much the Packers. What do you guys see out of the Packers this year? Do you see them are they on the downslope? Are they still even keel? Or do they just do they have to be knocked off the throne? KB, I'll start with you, man. What are your predictions for the NFC North? How do you see this thing falling out?
I see us finishing no worse than second place. I'm being optimistic, truly. I feel like it's always going to be a toss up with the Bears, man. I mean, with the Packers. At one point, you could say, you know what, man, I don't see the allure of that team. They have two weapons on offense. They got Devontae Adams and they got Aaron Jones. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers. They don't have anybody of note at tight end. Devin Funchess isn't even playing this year, so I don't know who the number 2 realistically is on that team. The defense is solid, but one of the two what's my man's name? The outside linebackers, the Williams brother, the Smiths, the agent Smiths.
From here in Kentucky, so that's the only reason why I know.
See, there we go. The Smith brothers, one half of the agent Smiths isn't playing this year. So
was it Preston?
Yeah, Preston opted out because of Corona.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
I don't see the allure of the Packers, and then you kind of look at everybody else, man. Everybody else kind of took hits too because of the COVID thing. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't see us finishing anywhere worse than 2. I feel like we're a better team than the Vikings. I definitely feel like we're the better team over the Lions.
Yeah.
The only team that we cannot consistently beat is Green Bay. And until we can start proving that, it's hard to truly come on here and not be a, you know what I'm saying, be a fando or just we're the best. Until I can see us just consistently beat the Packers, I can't say I have us any higher than second until we can prove it.
That's exactly how I feel, KB. The Packers they got Aaron Rodgers, man, and as long as they got that man back there, we're going to have issues. Last year, I didn't think they were going to be great, and then they went 13-3. So I'm never going to count the Packers out. It's just not going to happen. They run the ball well. They play good defense. Maybe that head coach will have a sophomore slump. I don't know, but at the same time, I think we're better than the Vikings and we're better than the Lions. The Vikings did boost that defensive line, which is nasty now with Yannick Ngakoue and is it Danielle Hunter on the other side, correct? I mean, that's going to be a tough pass rush to go up against, but they're rebuilding the entire back of their defense, it seems like. So that's going to be like how are they going to handle that? And we'll just have to wait and see. And of course they got Kirk Cousins, so if you play them in prime time, that's a dub. Seems to be.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm as far as the Packers go, I am not sold on the Packers. I think there is, for as well hidden as Aaron Rodgers' disgruntledness has been since, he came out and said he wasn't really happy with the move, but what have they given him this offseason to help him beat teams now? He lost an offensive lineman. Jimmy
right.
Graham's gone now. Not that Rodgers really targeted him, but you've got Devontae Adams and then a couple other guys that you don't know
Who
what
is their number 2 out there? Is it
I couldn't even tell
Lazard?
you.
He played well last year.
Yeah, St. Brown.
Yeah, who knows? I honestly don't know.
I guess we'll find out today at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Now, to that point, you look at a team like the Vikings who are trying to retool their defense. They lost Stephon Diggs, one of their top receivers, traded him to the Buffalo Bills. So now you've got Adam Thielen, but they had a really good draft. They've got some playmakers there, but like AC said, Kirk Cousins, if you play him in primetime, which I do believe we do at some point this season, it's a dub because he doesn't perform well. The Lions, Matt Patricia, went to my high school. I've said it before. He's a great guy. I would like to see the Lions do well just for Matt's sake. It's not going to happen today. But
so they'll be gone if they don't do well.
Well, and it's unfortunate. Now, if that happens, I definitely see him landing another job in the NFL. But I just don't think the Lions have enough right now to be a contender in this division. Now, I watched Mike Garafolo yesterday on the Saturday morning edition of Good Morning Football with his Schwami hat on. Say he's picking them to win the division. If they do, I'd be shocked. But I just don't think they have what it takes. I definitely think the Bears have a really good shot at least winning the division. But they got to come out and prove it. Like they did in 18. They came out, they played well, they were underdogs. Nobody expected them to be where they were, but I think this division is a tough division, and it's up for grabs. It's to try to sit here and say, here's Green Bay, here's Chicago, here's Detroit, here's Minnesota. This is a tough division, and whoever comes out on top, they're going to be beat up because it's going to be tough to win this division.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I think it's a lot of prove it in this division, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like the first thing is prove that you can beat Aaron Rodgers and take him away from what he's doing. I don't care what he's lost or what he's gained on the team. Prove that you can take him off of the top, that you can knock him down. For the Vikings, prove that you can be above average. The Vikings have steadily been average, man. They can't, like we said, they can't do a primetime game, but that isn't all on Cousins either. You know what I mean? Granted, Cousins hasn't won a primetime game, but that's not all on him either, man. And then for the Bears, prove that you can be that team that you were 2 years ago, without this stuff in between. And when it comes from the Lions, like prove that you're not a gutter rat, because that's what you've been for years. And there's nothing that states that you're not. There's nothing that shows. Like the Lions haven't had anything that shows for them. The Vikings have progressed. They've beefed it up, man. They've gone. The Bears have beefed it up. The Packers kind of went with like, hey, Rodgers will find a way to win. Let's prepare now for longevity of this. Yeah, for longevity of this team. We've seen how the draft went for them, and that's just was one of the biggest question marks. And then we've seen Dexter Williams, like the running backs that they had signed in the past are gone now. These dudes that were supposed to be better than Montgomery, that were supposed to be whatever. They're not even on the team. You see like a lot of things changing over there. And I honestly, for me, I think it's going to be between the Bears and the Vikings. I think the Packers are going to be middle of the road, 8-8, whatever, maybe, plus or minus 1 or 2. But I don't think that 10 wins is going to win the division. I think that they need that. It's going to be a plus 10 win. I think maybe 12 wins the division. And I think that it's going to honestly come down to that December game, that last game. Those last 4 weeks are critical for the Bears. And in a shortened, I won't say a shortened season, but I mean, because minus the preseason, right? The actual season isn't shortened, but in a shortened preparatory phase of the season, in a shortened spot where things, where dudes, granted, we've seen less injuries because there was less games played, but the conditioning is going to also be less. And I see some of this. I would hate for the Bears to win the division because of an injury on another team. You know what I mean? I would hate it. I would hate it to be like, oh, you won it because this guy couldn't play for that team or this guy was out on that team, because that's just gives more reason for excuse. So obviously, I mean, I'm a man, whatever. I don't like those teams, but I still wish everybody good health. It's not like I want one of them to, to be injured or end their career on some shit. And I just want to beat them straight up and go from there. So I think, I don't know, for my layout, I would say it's between the Bears and the Vikings on the top. I put the Pack in the middle of the road, and I'm leaving Detroit down in the basement, man.
Yeah. I just want to speak on this right before we moved on. They followed the same arc that we followed. You know what I'm saying? You look at it. When Nagy came in, nobody knew the system. Nobody knew how to defend it. All you got is, this is how Kansas City ran an offense. This is how the Eagles looked. We won the division going away, 12-4. Wasn't even close. Last year, I think every fan of NFL football can come out and tell you if they've seen any Packers games and say, this is the worst 13-3 team we've ever seen. Now, that being said, that yes, they were still 13-3, but you have to also look at the fact they were also playing a third place schedule. The same thing that happened to the Bears this past season. We had a number 1 schedule. Things didn't turn out the way they were supposed to. We went 8-8.
Well, KB, me and you were talking about it before the Packers game last year. Just run the ball. And look what the 49ers did. The 49ers were like, all right, BFTG, here you go. Right. Somebody was paying attention.
Right. And I mean, if you just look at it, I'm going off of that. I'm looking at the Packers to finish somewhere between 7-9, 8-8. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like I said, they can do a lot better. It's the Packers. It's Aaron Rodgers. But they're going to be playing the first place schedule this year. We do have to play the NFC South. So they're going to have to play the Saints. They're going to have to play Tampa Bay. And also they're going to have to play all them other number 1 that place teams. Yeah. And let's be honest, that might put some shit down on the table. Sorry for my language at the moment. That might put some things on the table. Y'all might get boat race. Y'all might not be as good as y'all thought y'all were, especially with one number 1 receiver and one weapon out the backfield.
That's true.
I mean, and that's the only thing I can speak on. And the offensive line that's not as great as it was last year.
Yeah, definitely, man. Sorry, I got that those morning. This is what I just got. Those morning. Wait, let's see. Shit,
can't see a thing.
Yeah, it's from one of my lieutenant colonels. Game day, go Bears. Just the little text getting it ready to go, man. Everybody's got their rituals. Me and him, we had some 2:30 in the morning games that we had to watch out in Japan last year, man. Yeah. Because that's when they were coming on. It's like set an alarm, make sure each other are up, and let's get this. So, and like all in all, I think realistically, I think our expectations are realistic for the NFC North. I think some of these, the national narrative, this whole media thing on whatever, I think it's just, I don't know what everybody's looking at.
All they do is they say, okay, everyone's saying Mitch Trubisky's terrible. So Mitch Trubisky's terrible. So they're in last place. That's what I think is going on. It has nothing to do. They're not looking at our defense, top 5. They're not looking at our running back, who honestly hasn't showed to be great. But and that's what I think. It all comes down to the quarterback. Kirk Cousins gets a lot of love, and I'm not sure why. He's one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league.
It's because he's average.
Well,
that's why.
And Aaron Rodgers is always going to get his love because he's won a Super
As he
Bowl.
should. Yeah.
And he keeps them afloat.
Right.
And does more with less than I'd say almost anyone else in the league. I mean, other than maybe Brady in New England, who had Edelman and nobody else. I don't know who else has done more with less. I guess, like I was saying, I don't even know who their number 2 is.
Yeah. I mean, we can hate on Rodgers all we want. And it's honestly the only reason. I mean, the main reason that Bears fans hate on him is because he's a thorn in our freaking side. Man.
It's just like with Favre. You hate how great he is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But the dude's a proven winner. Last year, all the stuff that happened with that team, they still rocked 13-3.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the things that were going on, they still came out and did it. With everybody saying, "Oh, new offensive coordinator, new this, new head coach," like all this crap, and he still came out and did it, man. So he's a proven winner. Granted, I want to beat the brakes off this dude every time we play him, but the dude's a proven winner, man. And those are tough games. They're tough games to play. They're tough games when you come out and just demolish them on the opening. Opening 3 quarters, man, or opening half, and then it's just so like Rodgers, and here we go.
They don't have Randall Cobb anymore, so that helps.
Yeah, I mean, we need to get to a point, and I think that's just wishful thinking, right? But we need to get to a point where we're past all this, man, where there's confidence. I would love to have where I don't know what the play is, where I'm watching a game and I don't know what's going to happen. There's offensive sets that we need to adjust. There's things that need to come out and needs to happen. I know everybody's talking about the 12 formation. Everybody's talking about, with tight ends, we can do this now, we can do that now. I just hope that Nagy's comfortability has changed. You have to, adjust. You have to adjust your game plan every game, every year. And it didn't really seem like he did that, man. We were seeing the same shit against different type style defenses. We were seeing the same exact things happen. And to me, that shows that like you're not really plotting and scheming. You're not planning for this team that you're going up against. You're planning for what you want to do and not really what's going to benefit you. And I think that that's something that definitely needs to be changed up, man.
Yeah, without a doubt, dude. I really can't disagree with anything you said, Bobby. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, man. I just think, I don't know, man. I just want to see some changes. I want to see, I don't need the high flying offense. I don't need the offensive guru putting up granted, it'd be great. I love it. I don't need 42 damn points a game. I need a solid game plan. I need something that you stick to your guns with. To me, I think when Nagy runs the ball, if he gains 2 yards, 3 yards, he considers it a loss. Like, it's not a damn loss to
those are body blows.
Yeah, it's not a loss to do that, man. I think he sees it as that, like the Madden type players and that.
Yeah. And my father-in-law is like that. He's always like, I don't understand why they're just running up the middle. I'm like, as a defender, I know you're going to get hit all day long, and eventually it's going to wear you out, and they'll bust through. But
yeah,
some people just don't have the patience to do that, and if he doesn't have the patience, then maybe he's not the right guy. I mean, I hate to say that on the week 1 opening day, But and then as I was saying earlier about how they had us ranked, I guess from everything I'm reading with the Lions, I guess they were really good before Stafford got hurt last year. We didn't see Stafford last year, so that's why they're so optimistic about this upcoming season and why they think everything is going to change this year. But their defense just doesn't look that good to me. I don't know. They got a lot of weapons on offense. Galladay's out today, though. But
Yeah,
guys.
and that's
I'm gonna add in
let's
Tooch
get
and
him.
Goon.
Yeah, we got our
We got the
fantasy
Tooch and the
football
Goon.
What's up, boys?
Look at these two. We got one on the road. One's doing that Sunday morning yard work, trying to get this shit done before game time.
That's
The
right.
Goon and the Tooch from the Fantasy Football Goon. These dudes right now, like fantasy. I wouldn't say hints and tips, but last minute adjustments. They're going wild on Twitter. I just opened Twitter a minute ago because I hadn't had it open since we started. There's like 20 plus messages here. People asking for information and what they need to do. Boys, I won't sing the song for you this year. I'll leave it alone. But let's put these two up on the screen. Let's get their fantasy inputs for today. Their sleepers, who they think should sit, and go from there. What the best matchups are today.
Oh yeah, man. So, the hot fantasy news this morning is Miles Sanders not playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. So you got Boston Scott taking the starting role against the Washington football team. This is a guy that if you have him on your team, you got to get him active because that Washington defense is not great. I expect Scott to have a huge day. Get Boston Scott active, definitely in DraftKings. And if you have him in a flex spot, that's a pretty damn good play. What do you say, Tooch? Can you guys hear?
You were muted, bud. Hit that unmute button there, Tooch.
All right, I thought it was my phone.
I was backstage in the green room.
There we go.
There it is. I was backstage in the green
that.
room. I was like, man, he's probably got a lot of good information.
You gotta
I thought it was my phone.
You gotta get Boston Scott in there. You drafted him probably in the 10th round. This is the lottery ticket paying off right now. We should have a big day with Sanders out. This is the first week of football. Everyone's excited. We're gonna find out if people can tackle today, Bobby.
Yeah, definitely.
No live tackling them. Big plays today.
Without a doubt.
And all you Mike Evans owners, he's questionable going into the game against the Saints.
I know. I'm a Mike Evans owner, and it seems like everybody I got today that's playing against freaking Spaceball is questionable. And that's just kind of how it winds up when you're playing against Spaceball. But it's like all my guys are questionable. But I did want to ask you guys one thing. I think we got some feedback coming from somebody, but I wanted to ask you guys one thing. And now that all the drafts are over and the season's upon us, right, and we're ready to go, who, like maybe for people who didn't draft with you guys or drafted outside of the bar room, who were your guys' main sleepers going into this season that you were like, hey, I can sneak this dude in the later rounds because nobody's paying attention to him? Who's the guy that you think if he's still free in a league right now, he's still sitting out there, that some of these guys in the chat should go out and pick up?
My guy's Brian Edwards on the Las Vegas Raiders, who's a big fat. This is a dude that started on his high school team at age 13.
Jesus.
He's. You remember a few years back with Derek Carr and Michael Crabtree. This is the ceiling for a guy like Brian Edwards, who's starting opposite Henry Ruggs. Derek Carr's second year in John Gruden's offense. Watch out, it could be a name you hear. I love Jerry Jeudy. I'm sure he's taken, but Jerry Jeudy, I think, is a guy, next year or the year before, we're going to be talking about drafting in the top 5 wide receiver picks.
I totally agree, Tooch. And my sleeper pick going into the season and a sleeper pick for today is N'Keal Harry down in New England. They're banged up at wide receiver. Julian Edelman's going to give it a go. But N'Keal Harry had a real good camp working with Cam Newton. And there's only 3 healthy wide receivers. I expect Harry to have a huge day today. I love him as a flex play. And in deeper leagues as a wide receiver 3 with an upside to have a really, really big day. Got to go with my guy, N'Keal Harry.
All right, and I know the season's not there. I mean, you guys, we're giving little coin drops, you know, giving some people out there. I know the season hasn't started yet, but is there anybody that's not, you know, questionable or who's not out, of course? Is there anybody that you just don't like the matchup and you sit them today no matter what? Joe, let's start this one with you, man. Who do you sit today, or is there anybody that you can think of that you don't give a chance week 1 because you just don't like the matchup?
The guy that I got to sit this week, and I'm sitting him in the leagues that I can, is Kyler Murray. I think he's going to have a great year. I just don't like his matchup against the 49ers. And I think that I'd rather start Ben. Somebody's really loud. I can't even hear myself. There we go. So I'd rather start a guy like Ben Roethlisberger over Kyler Murray. Roethlisberger on the road against the Giants. Personally, Kyler Murray, tough matchup against that 49ers defense. So I'm sitting Kyler Murray if I can this week.
Okay, and over to you, Tooch. Who you got, man? Who's your sit or you know, a guy that you don't feel good about today?
I feel good about everybody just because I think there's going to be a lot of sloppy balls today. You know, I wouldn't be – the only guys I'm sitting are guys that have any kind of injury, you know, whether it's a soft tissue injury. You know, those are the guys I'm staying away from. But, I mean, these teams have not been tackling at all. So I just think everybody's got a chance to score today.
Sounds good, boys. I mean, that's you know, I know we're gonna get more going throughout the season. We'll have you guys on at the end of the shows to do the fantasy updates and you know, go from there. You guys are in the chat. I know there's a bunch of you in there. Follow them. Look up Fantasy Football Goon on Twitter. You know, these guys, they'll answer right away, man. There's no, if you need any last minute updates, anything, DM them or just, you know, tag them on Twitter or Facebook or whatever.
That's right.
These dudes are going to help you through your, you know, your start and sits, your waiver wire pickups. As long as you're not in a league with them, they'll help you. I'm kind of screwed.
I'll still help you out, Bobby.
I think Joe Mandel's got my phone tapped. I swear I had an Army buddy text me last night. Should I start Kyler Murray or should I start Ben? And I was like, I like Ben, you know, against that Giants defense, but Kyler's got all those weapons. But yeah, I'm thinking, I told him the same thing. I think Big Ben, and he also had Scott as well. And I was like, I'd go with Scott because he's getting the bulk. He's getting the bulk. So Joe Mandel, you got me wiretapped over here. What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm wiretapping your whole house. You know, it's a little creepy, but you know, I just got to get entertained by you. I just can't get enough.
Hey, man, you got to check all the lights. You know what I'm saying? It was just like in that one Will Smith movie. You know, he got you bugged, man.
Well, boys, I'll let you guys get back to your Sunday. I know you got things to do before this game goes. Appreciate you guys joining us. We'll have you, like we said, every week. Till next time, fellas, bear down.
All right. Go.
Thanks, guys. Bear down.
All right. Yeah, you guys can catch them every Tuesday night on the Fantasy Football Goon. They'll be telling you, you know, basically what we said, who to start and sit, who they like, what matchups are coming. And they've been spot on, man. Last year was a very good year for both of them. You know, and some of the sleepers that they picked, man, last year just blew up, and they were quick to get picked up throughout the leagues. Really good intel.
I heard about Darren Waller from the Raiders.
Darren Waller was the big one.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, man. They were calling out names last year well before it. So, I mean, if you're into making money, if you're into you know, winning your fantasy football league, and then there's also a thing, you know, and I know we kind of had the connection was kind of bad, but we'll ask him next time. But there's a points bet thing that Joe's doing, and there's a lot of, I can't do it here. It's for me where I'm currently stationed. They don't allow gambling, so I can't do it on there. So I run bets through my little brother, and then I have him take care of it the rest of the way. Kind of cheese my way around, but that's kind of the way to do it. You know, and then just all your fantasy football needs, like we said, join them Tuesday nights, and get that from them there. You want to go bold predictions? Should we go some bold predictions?
Do it up. Let's do some bold predictions.
I did mine. I did a rookie segment of bold predictions. You can find it at Twitter on the Barfly Tailgate Show page there. But my bold predictions with rookie bold predictions were that the first touchdown scored by the Bears, first one of the season will be from Darnell Mooney. I think Mooney's going to catch that matchup. I think it's going to be a blown coverage play, and I think Mooney's going to, basically walk in our first touchdown of the season and his first touchdown in his NFL career. My second bold prediction, and I know I tweeted it from the page and kind of, didn't really have your guys' bold predictions, but I kind of just went off on my own on this one. My second bold prediction was that Travis Gibson was going to get a sack today. That, rookie, like I said, there were rookie bold predictions, so that Travis Gibson was going to come out, get himself a sack today, and start this defense out. Granted, I was already on the line of Robert Quinn being out. I didn't think Quinn was going to play. He hadn't practiced at all. So going up against that Detroit, a weak offensive line right now with rookies and guys starting that haven't started before, I thought for sure that he's going to get that. And then my last one was just that Jalen Johnson has himself a day. Whether it's pass breakups or any of that, I didn't go with a pick. Granted, I could see a pick, but I didn't really go with one. I see Johnson being picked on today. I see them trying to stay away from Kyle Fuller. I see him trying to let's test this rookie. The same thing that we're going to do on our defensive side, test our offensive rookies. I think it's going to be the same thing. Matthew Stafford's going to get after him. Stafford's seen Fuller many, many a times. And I think he's going to see what Johnson's got and, what he can do. So I see some pass breakups. Granted, on the flip side of it, I also see some pass interference calls. If you've seen any of his college days, he plays with a little energy. He brings a lot of pop to him. So I could see, maybe a pass interference call here and there, maybe a big play given up, but I think he's going to come right back and get some pass breakups and just have himself a day out there and not really look like a rookie cornerback. Bold predictions over to you guys. Badge, take it away. What you got?
Yeah, so my bold prediction is going to be that Akeem Hicks returns with a vengeance, and his return with a vengeance is going to be that he has 2 sacks, one of those a sack fumble, right? Okay, and that Danny Trevathan scoops and scores as not the first touchdown of the game, but the first defensive touchdown of the season. My guy. Gotta go with my guy. Akeem Hicks. That's my dude. And him. And I'm going to give an offensive one too. I'm going to give an offensive bold prediction that Allen Robinson balls out today. He goes for 165, 2 TDs, and 12 catches.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my bold prediction was going to be Mitch Trubisky throws 3 touchdowns. I was thinking 1 to Rob, 1 to Miller, and 1 to Cole Kmet with his first touchdown of his rookie season. So we kind of got offsetting bold predictions there. Badge.
KB, what you got on bold predictions, man?
I was gonna say, man, I know my bold prediction. I was gonna have True going off in my bold prediction. I'm gonna speak it into existence just because I want it to happen. I was figuring True throws for 4 touchdowns, 2 to Cole Kmet. Get the tight end show rolling today. Get 2 to Cole Kmet, 1 to Jimmy Graham, and then Allen Robinson have our other one. As far as defense goes, you know what, man? I say we hold them under 10 points. I don't know how we gonna do it. I don't know who's all gonna do it, but I say 10 points is all they score today. I feel like they'll try to rely on the run a little too much to try to offset the fact that Galladay is possibly not playing, and I feel like everybody else will just be running into zones where they're not going to be open. So, I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. And the fact my man Matthew Stafford's gonna probably be under Deshaun Watson like pressure the entire game, and coming off a back injury, that mobility ain't gonna be the best.
A couple times and you back out. Look at Tony Romo.
I was gonna say everybody got a plan until you get hit in the mouth, man. Mike Tyson said it best, bro. When Akeem Hicks, all 300 plus pounds of him drops on top of you, that's not gonna be a great day for you, buddy.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm feeling, man.
Well, since we're all doing one offense, one defense, my defense, I don't know how bold it is because he does it against the Lions all the time. Pick 6 for Bojack.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done a couple game winners against the Lions with that. So yeah, I mean, either way, it gets him back in form. I think if you've tried to put all of our bold predictions together, this game's like 98-0.
Hell yeah.
Which is definitely, I mean, it's why they're called bold predictions. Obviously, we're not all going to come through, but either way, one of us is going to come through. I've seen some people in the chat. Colin says bold prediction, we scored 30. That is a pretty bold prediction because that's, I mean, it's putting points on the board. We're all talking about an offense right now that we haven't even seen this year, and honestly, they weren't really hitting last year. Some others in the chat saying, oh, well, this guy didn't like what I said. I don't even know how to say the Jinxie. Jinxie said Mooney's not even starting. You don't have to score a touchdown, bud. Especially if they come out in the T formation like they have the last 2 years. Just because they're not on the field for the first play of the game and they're on for the second. I mean, either way.
What's the difference?
Yeah, either way. I don't think
if they come out. I was gonna say real quick, man. If they come out in T formation, I'm putting Ginn and Mooney out there, and I'm play action and just going deep.
Just go long.
Oh yeah, just burn him, dude. And I just wrote in the chat too. Like this is why I know Mooney has been all over like kind of the word out of camp and the word out of practices and that. And remember Anthony Miller's first year, where Miller kind of ran around unaccounted for, man. He put up 9 touchdowns. He ran around unaccounted for. They were heavy on A-Rob, heavy on the other sides. And I think that's what we get out of Mooney this year. I think maybe I won't go 9 touchdowns, but I'm just saying that he's going to be unaccounted for when they're trying to cover A-Rob. They're trying to cover Miller. Now you got tight ends that are threats. They're trying to cover them. You're going to have this dude running around, man. I think he's going to be, and he's a burner. He's going to be unaccounted for. He's not going to have their top guy on him. So we're talking about, a number 2, a number 3, or a nickel corner trying to cover this kid. And, I think he's going to explode. But
Nagy has a history of not using his rookie wide receivers, though. I mean, look at Riley Ridley last year and Javon Williams the year before.
Yeah.
Even when they look good in camp, he seems to let them kind of almost redshirt the first year.
Yeah, kind of go where he's comfortable. But, who knows? We'll see, man. I mean, that's why they're called bold predictions. I went with the rookie segment bold predictions, and I didn't have Cole Kmet in it. I know that it happened, and either way, if there's any red zone targets or we get down there, I see those going to Jimmy. I see them trying to sell the purchase of Jimmy. And hey, like, this is what we got this guy here for. Let's go to him. So that's what I'm going with. I know we told you earlier we're going to do the badge of honor in the show, but we're going to have to go with it next week. Unfortunately, our boy that we're awarding the badge of honor can't join us this morning, but either way, we'll get it to him and we'll still go it, or we'll still get after it next week. Kind of going through the chat here, looking. They'll have a package for Mooney. I agree, Chubbs. They will have a package for Mooney. KB, whose jersey are you wearing? Bears Edge just asked. Whose jersey are you wearing right now, KB?
It's definitely sweetness, sir. I'm bringing in greatness today, so we can have a great game. You know what I'm saying? That's how you start the season off, man. You get your old heads in, the ones that made the most impact. So, hey, man, we do it for 34, baby. We do it for 34.
Yeah, damn straight. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up here shortly. Let's just go over score predictions real fast. We'll go through score predictions. If you got what's your score predictions in the chat, let us know. We're gonna have some giveaways this year, so I don't know if we've actually solidified how we're gonna give stuff away, but it could possibly be from upcoming score predictions. It could be from schedules. It could be from a bold prediction. You give us a good bold prediction in the chat, and that shit happens. You might win yourself a signed Allen Robinson football. You might win yourself
a sticker.
You might win yourself a signed jersey. You could win all kinds of stuff. So we're trying to give it back this year and put it all out and see where it goes from there. Let's start this thing off with KB. KB, just give me your score prediction for the game.
31-10, man. Easy as that. Like I said, I don't feel, just going off my bold predictions, I don't feel like they'll get over 10 points. And I've said I feel like true off my bold prediction will throw for 4 touchdowns. I'm gonna stick true to that. We'll get one chip shot in to shut the masses up about Cairo Santos. He'll kick some fucking field goal, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, we're okay. We have a kicker." But yeah, man, like I said, 31-10, man. That's how I'm feeling today. We'll have a great offensive performance, and we'll have people say that, it was because we played the Lions.
Yeah, for sure, man. 10 seems to be the going rate. We got in the chat, King of the Midway, 27-10. John Santino, I think it's Santino, 17-10. Then you got Anthony Myers, 27-13 Bears. Offense scores 21. Defense gets that pick 6. Then you got Chubbs, the realist, going with 932 to negative Bears.
Bears.
Chubbs the man. Bears. Fucking COVID Dicka comes out and plays with a mask on. 800. Then you got Matthew Beck going with a 21-10. Let's get it. Let's get that dub. Rock Davis, you love chilling with your guys this morning, man. Go Bears. Appreciate you, Rock, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, man. Everybody hanging out. Anthony Walker went with a 21-14 Bears. Over to UAC. Who you got? What's your score?
I said it earlier, 27-20 Bears. I got Mitch's 3 touchdowns on there, and I got Bojack's pick 6. I was going to say Montgomery, but, I said it in bold predictions, so I got to go with it. But Cairo Santos is going to miss an extra point. Sorry, fellas.
An extra
and
point.
I think he'll miss an extra point, and he'll miss a
bold predictions are over.
I'm sorry. That's KB, my bad, bro.
Like, what?
I'm giving you the Goldberg stare right now.
I'll hit you with a cattle prod. Any old wrestling fans knows about that.
Badge, over to you, man. Score prediction. What you got?
I'm going to go with the highest point total of the day, man. I'm going to go 41-17 Bears. This is something I've been hoping for them to do. Like I said, since that Colts game, the last time they won a home opener. I'm matching that point total from that day when they beat the Colts, and I took 3 away from the Lions.
Bro, if we get 41 points, we're going to be Super Bowl shuffling. You already know Bears fans are going to go out of their minds.
It's got to happen at some point, fellas, because
the good ones.
This is the perfect time. No preseason. Nobody knows, what to expect. We really haven't seen a whole lot. So I'm hoping and praying that, this is the day that something goes right that I freaking pick.
All right. I like it, man. I'm going to go over a couple more. We got Alejandro Cruz, 35-7, bear down. Gaines Report hops in the chat. What's up, Gaines? Get it, Gaines. Anthony Myers says, hey, guys, remember that last time Trubisky played a secondary this bad? He hung 6 touchdowns on the Washington team, right?
It was Tampa.
Yeah, it was Tampa, but he hung 6 touchdowns on Tampa Bay. Yeah,
he put 4 on Washington though last season. Yeah,
he did. We had a bunch of Bears barroom guys in the crowd for that Tampa game too. That was going crazy. My score. Ooh, Nate, perfect. That's my score too, Nate. The reverse. I'm going 31-13 Bears. I'm going with a pick 6. I didn't think of how many turnovers. I was just going with a pick 6, but 31-13 Bears is my pick. I think we get a lot of things going today. I think we come out on fire. I think this whole thing just takes Bears fans and then I think we come back to real, here in the next couple of weeks, and we're like, what the hell happened and this and that or whatever. But I see a lot of good things happening today. I think it's some of these kids, some of these young dudes come out and get it, man. And I think we see a more, I would say, strategic game plan going in. And, from there, I think everything's going to be a go today. You're going to see a lot of things going. There's going to be a lot of celebration. Twitter's going to be crazy. Facebook, everybody's going to be, hemming and hawing, if you want to put it in AC terms, and just getting after it, man, for this game. So big expectations for sure. Potent. I mean, big expectations for Bojack, big expectations all around. But I'm going with 31-13. And no, I'm going with no missed kicks, no missed field goals, nothing. I think they're just gonna sink them, man. And I think
Santos goes perfect, huh?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you see today is Mitch show that on-field leadership. You see him getting things done and running it the way that it should be run. Everybody in the chat, I mean, we can wrap this thing up. I don't know if you guys want to do any shout outs. I'm just going to say to everybody in the chat, we appreciate you guys joining us, man. It's been great. No comments are dumb comments. No comments are, I mean, whatever, man. If you got something, you think I said something stupid, just put it in there. Bobby, you said something stupid. Now there's going to be like 19 of them. But
I was just going to say.
But either way, man, I mean, like I said before and whatever, hashtag fanalists. We're just fans, man. We're a bunch of dudes that just go, there's nobody claiming to be anything, like whatever, dude. A bunch of fanalists, love the game. Sometimes, we're optimistic. Of course we are. It's the beginning of the season. But when the realism sets in or something happens, we're either going to be really happy or we're going to be really pissed off and calling people out for what happened or what they did or didn't or failed to do. Like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at Bear or at Barfly Tailgate, at Bears Barroom. I tried to mix it too. I almost said at Bears Tailgate. So at Barfly Tailgate, at Bears Barroom. You'll catch us all on there. Feel free to interact, whatever. Interact during the game. Join us after the game, where Mr. Tyler Ellis, the Games Report, and John Buffon will be bringing you, with the Godfather Aldo Gandia, bringing you that post-game coverage. So join us there,
too. A lot of muscle on that post-game.
I know. I mean, Aldo needs
all coming from Aldo.
Aldo needs to start taking. Aldo needs to start
trying to get more airtime over here.
He needs to start sipping that Metamucil to compete with these two. Over to you, Badge. What you got, man?
Yeah, man. Just shout out to the chat, man. Everybody listening, watching. People have it on their TVs in their houses. I mean, that's dope, man. We appreciate it. Shout out to my boys right here, man. Like the fact that we get to do this week over week. So excited to be back with you boys. So excited to hear the post-game show tonight with Buffon and Gaines and Aldo. Just excited for the Barroom Network and where we're going and, bringing everybody along for the ride, man.
Definitely.
Preach it, Badge.
AC, go ahead, kick it, man.
Hey, I just want to shout out everybody that's in the chat. I mean, I'm checking everybody out here on YouTube, watching the chat. Shout out to all our viewers on every other platform that we got. And I got a request from all you Barflies. If one of our bold predictions hits, tweet at us with the hashtag BFTG. If it's Bobby's, do BFTG Bobby. If it's Badge, BFTG Badge. If it's KB, hashtag BFTG KB, and then me obviously would be hashtag BFTG AC. Ain't no Dookie. I look like Odell to you.
Oh, Dookie. KB, wrap it up, man. What you got?
Man, shout out to you boys, man. Always, we got up early to do this, man, and it's all about the love. It's all about the love for this team. It's all about the love for this network and our fans, man. Shout out to everybody that jumped in on the live chat and everybody that shared, man. All the love and support that we're getting it's amazing. It's incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's very humbling for jackasses standing in the circle talking about Bears football. So, like I said, man, just keep what y'all doing, man. Stay with us through the whole season, man. For good, for bad, for worse, whatever it be. Stay with us, man. We're gonna be here for y'all regardless.
Damn straight, man. We appreciate you guys joining, and let's get this dub today. Let's get Club Dub running, man. Everybody in the chat, thank you. Let's get Club Dub running, and until next week, bear down. Tailgate. Let's go.
Get your popcorn ready.
It's game time, baby. Put your feet up on that coffee table. Yes, sir. Check what's in the fridge.
This has to be, hands down, bar none, the best introduction. The best introduction. I'm so serious. If y'all can see me right now, I'm smiling from ear to ear.
To me, it was a no-brainer, awarding you the badge of honor.
not just a no. It's a hell no. You can't be the bearded Bears fan without a sexy ass beard, bro.
All right.
Bears fans took this shit and took off with it. You know what I'm saying?
Bobby Bomb sneaking on the Jumbotron.
Hey, what's up? It's Allen Robinson's Tailgate with Barfly Tailgate Show on the Bears Ballroom Radio Network.